So today, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat. Um, I'm here with my business partner Rodney out of Maryland. Of course, you guys know who I am, passive income guru out of Oklahoma. We're going to give you something that is going to help you in your marketing game. Just one component, but this one component can change the game when it comes to social media marketing. Facebook is still a powerful tool, even though you got TikTok, Instagram, what else is out there? Snapchat. Facebook is still a gold mine, guys. I utilize Facebook every single day, and I've turned my Facebook profile into a living advertising billboard that I don't have to pay for. Okay, it takes time to build it up, though. I did it the hard way. You know, early on when I got on Facebook, 2016, adding friends, right? Manually sending them messages, which I still do because people message me all the time. Of course, I want to give that personal touch. And other things, you know, if you got a big friends list, you're trying to purge your list, you know, that takes time to go through hundreds of even thousands of profiles and ask yourself, is this person engaging on my post? So today we're going to show you how to automate the process through do a couple clicks of a button. And this is going to allow you to, if you follow directions, guys, and if you're consistent with this thing, you can attract more business partners and customers. A lot of you be asking me, what do you do in the market? What do you do? I say, I use free stuff, guys. I mean, Facebook is free. YouTube is free. As a matter of fact, we're on Facebook and YouTube right now, streaming live. So I use free marketing tools. I've been using it for a long time. But it comes to a point where a lot of people don't have time to, do manual stuff, right? So I wanted to find a way for you guys to do this on automation. That's why I got Rodney here today. He has a perfect tool that is going to help you turn your Facebook profile, give it a facelift, and basically, if you're willing and wanting, if you want to attract people who's looking for you, you can do that with this particular tool. Okay. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to turn it over to my business partner, Rodney. He's going to show you guys what this is and how you can get a hold of it. It is a game changer. Okay. So Rodney, I'll give it over to you, my man.
Appreciate that. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
All right. Perfect. So everybody, I'm glad to be on. Just like Ontarian said, this can be a game changer. I say this can be because each person has to have their own accountability and be consistent with what I'm about to show you. But if you follow the steps, I promise you'll never run out of high quality targeted prospects to talk to on a daily basis. And the best part is you'll also have built-in duplication. So, the first thing that happens when we do sign people up is that person turns to us and say, okay, now what do I do? So I'm going to also show you how to solve that problem today as well. Let me see if I can share my screen. Let's see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Little plus sign at the bottom.
All right.
Hit that, and then you hit share screen, and then there's another box. There we go.
Boom. Okay. See my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm going to show you a process today that I call the profile profit formula. It's a very simple process, but if you miss one or two of these things, it won't work as effectively. So you got to pay attention. So there are 4 questions that you always need to know the answers to before you generate any type of targeted leads and sales from your Facebook profile. The first thing is, who is my perfect customer? And so it might sound like a loaded question or kind of complex, but it's really simple. And a quick trick that I tell people, for example, I was on a call a couple of weeks ago with a company that was in a travel space, and they were trying to figure out how to pinpoint, people who love traveling. And I told them to do something very simple. Go to Facebook search bar, type in I love traveling or I love to travel. And people who are in those different groups, 9 times out of 10, they join the group about traveling. They're engaging, they're commenting every single day about traveling. So they're your perfect prospects. That's the place you want to start, right? So who's your perfect customer? Where can you find them? I just answered both of those, right? We can find them in Facebook groups, posts, you name it, and I'll go more in depth in a minute. Number 3, what bait will you use to attract them? So I'll just use my profile real quick as an example. So you see right at the very top of my profile, it says, stop pitching friends and family. This free method will skyrocket your downline in 4 simple steps. And so Obviously, a person can't click this isn't a real button, but when they do, it opens up where they can actually click a link. And then also this generates conversations in the inbox. And I'll go more in depth on that in a little bit. But I'm targeting network marketers with this bait. And so when they do visit the website, I just give away a free report where, I give them some tips and I show them how to do things manually to get results. And then I say, well, hey, if you want to automate this thing, you can use this tool, right? So it's a simple little process, simple bait that I threw out there. So what bait are you going to use to attract them? What result do you want to give them? So in my case, I want to help people generate free leads and generate sales on Facebook, just using their everyday Facebook profile. Nothing special. So once you know the answers to those questions, you're going to need to follow these steps. But before I get into this, let me just introduce myself a little bit more. Again, my name is Rodney Stokes. I'm from Maryland. I've been at this online thing since 2011. So what's that? That's almost 11 years,
It's a long
something
time.
like that.
Hey,
Yeah.
about as long as me. I've been out there about that long. So
Yeah. And look, we've seen all types of, businesses and methods and strategies come and go. But I promise you, what I'm about to show you works for any platform, right? But just like Ontarian said, we love Facebook because of how targeted we can get. So my goal for this web class is I want to help people who want to increase sales on Facebook and grow a following of targeted prospects without wasting time marketing to the wrong crowd or prospecting random people who never spend money with you. And if you stay to the end of this call, you can reach out to Ontarian, or you can reach out to me personally, and I'm going to throw in a bonus 250 plus proven posts. So when I say proven posts, these are posts that have been proven to generate over 300, I believe over 500 likes, loves, comments, all of that stuff. And it works for any niche. So I'm going to throw that in as a bonus for staying on the call to the end. And again, my name is Rodney Stokes. I've generated multiple six figures online with different businesses. I've been full-time since 2013. I've sent tens of millions of emails. I've studied hundreds and thousands of funnels, different sales processes, you name it. I've seen it and I've studied it. I've won tons of awards, built teams at record speed, and I've helped thousands of people make money online. So one thing I've noticed since I've been online is that, again, some strategies come and go, but certain things stay the same. And I was able to notice a pattern with all of the top leaders. They follow the same 3-step process. Okay, so 3 powerful steps that you should know, and I guarantee you've seen it, but maybe haven't connected the dots. All of the leaders, they pinpoint their perfect customers or demographic. They find out who has a list made up of those customers. So when I say list, it doesn't have to be an email list. It can be, a Facebook group. It can basically a database that you can tap into. Who is hosting those people, right? So you find out where those people are, and then generally you pay to get your offer in front of that list. But again, I'm going to show you how to skip that process of paying for that. And so this may sound simple, but when I realized that, it was pretty mind-blowing to me. Okay. Most marketers struggle because they miss one critical step: market research. Skip this step and you will fail miserably, I promise you, because everything is built on top of that. Once you've done your research, follow the 4-step process, which I just showed you, the profile profit formula. Step number 1, you want to locate your prospects from targeted groups or posts. Okay. And I gave you an example before. I love traveling. Inside of a group like that, especially if it's private, because I tell people to stay away from public groups because chances are they're spammed to death. Nobody's paying attention because so many people are posting. So your stuff is going to get lost, even if you had a chance to generate some type of quality leads in there. So I tell people to join private groups. And chances are, if someone is passionate enough to join a group, talk about that thing all day and check on updates inside of a group, they're obsessed or they're passionate about that thing, right? So that's a high quality person. Now you add on top of that buyer intent, and I'll go more into that in a little bit. Then you have a winner. It's hard not to win when you really pinpoint it like that. So you want to locate prospects from target groups and posts. Second step, you want to friend request those prospects. Third step, and this is important as well, you want to make sure that, let me go back, your Facebook profile is optimized correctly. not only for desktop but for mobile. So you see, here's a quick trick. If you don't have a mobile at hand or whatever, you can always shrink your browser down and you can kind of get a preview of how a web page looks on mobile. So you want to make sure that your headline, your call to action is above this area right here where your picture is. So somebody, I think 85-90% of users nowadays are surfing Facebook on their phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to make sure that you don't skip that step, because somebody lands, you get one time for a first impression. And that can be a click, that can be a lead, that can be a sale. So make sure that you have that optimized, and also just sprinkle valuable content. Like me personally, this morning I just posted something that I knew would resonate with, my friends, because all of them are entrepreneurs. Forget the mistake, remember the lesson, keep pushing. So just put out valuable information, valuable tips, strategies, whatever the case is. Just position yourself as a person of value and make sure you do that consistently. And you'll be surprised how many people spark up conversations just because they respect and appreciate how you go about business and providing value. Right. So that's a crucial step.
Mm.
Make sure, again, your profile is optimized and that featured image. So Facebook recently made a couple of changes, but yeah, they used to give you ability to put a featured image here,
I
but
remember.
now we have the ability to put a pinned post. So I will argue that might be just as good as a featured image, right? So that's extra real estate that you can pin there, no matter what your latest post is. If you pick one specific post and you pin it, it's always going to remain at the top of your profile feed.
Well,
So again,
wait a minute, Rodney. That's something new to me, bro.
hey, I just realized that like 2 weeks ago.
That is new to me, bro.
Yeah,
That's a game changer right there, man.
it is a lot of potential, man.
Mm.
So every single time somebody comes to check you out, because think about the logic here. So we're finding people in these specific locations. We're friend requesting. Now, if I send a friend request, somebody's going to say, well, who's this Rodney Stokes guy?
Mm-hmm.
Let me click and check him out. First thing I want them to see is what I'm about, and then I'm giving out value. Don't pay me. It's not take. I want
Right.
to give you something that I know would help you. How do I know that? Because I know where I found you, because I prospected you in those different locations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so again, that pin post, that's real estate right there. Whatever your best post is, you can pin it right there, and that can be free clicks, lead sales. Okay.
Mm.
So
Now, would your pin post be like something that's getting a lot of engagement, something that's maybe, or something? How would you know which one to pick for as a pin post?
well, like you said, something that's getting a lot of engagement. Like you see right here, I literally just pinned this up and experimented with it. But
Okay.
I don't profile too hard on this profile. I have a second profile that I'm actually going to demonstrate with. But yeah, I mean, it can be. I used to teach a method called "Tell Me More" post, and
Mm-hmm.
basically, it's a way to kind of hack Facebook's algorithm, where you say, "How would you like to XYZ without ABC? If you're interested, comment below. Tell me more." And then every single time a person comments and then you reply to their comment, you tell them that you sent the information, it kind of bumps you up in Facebook's timeline. So
Mm.
not only are more of your friends going to see your post, but more of their friends will see it as well. And so if you have a post like that kind of goes, I hate to say viral, but gets a ton of engagement, I would post that up, because that's going to be social proof. Like this one right here, that's not too impressive. That's just me and somebody else liked it. But if it's, one of my posts where I got, a couple hundred or whatever the case was, and it was a promotional post, then that would be ideal to pin it up.
Pin it up, man. I
Right.
got the most comments January. Yeah, I'm gonna show you, man. I was like, and maybe you can tell me what did I do different on this post. Scroll down some, I'll show you.
Okay.
Not that one. It got 204 on that one, because I
Yeah,
was,
that
I was
looked good.
replying back to everybody, but it is right here. No, that's not it. Before this one.
For this one?
I mean, below it.
This one right here?
Not that one.
Let's see.
Not that one. That right there. Look at that.
Whose crypto project to earn passive income launches tomorrow? Who wants
So
to be
does the
paid?
emojis play a part in that too, huh? I'm thinking.
I think so. I really do think so, because it stands out. Because marketing one-on-one is just catch that person's attention.
Right.
Like you literally want to stop the scroll, because everybody mindlessly, I mean, I do it myself. After I clock out for the day, I'm looking at different reels and memes, And in my mind, I have kind of blindness to ads because I see it all day or promotional posts. So I do think that those emojis probably did pop a little bit in that color.
The color, color,
Yeah.
the yellow. I always like to use bright colors when I do posts like that.
For sure. And this will be a great post because you basically will just be continuing and hacking Facebook if you made this a pimp post, because the next person that comments info, your post is going to pop back up on the timeline of every previous person that commented and their friends.
Wow.
Yeah. So it just kind of keeps you alive in
and that's free, right?
timeline.
That's free traffic.
That's free.
Man.
That's free.
Man.
Let's see. Yeah, so here's just another way of seeing, how your stuff looks on mobile. And that's how a featured post looks for anyone who's confused. Also, this real estate right here. Let me see if I can stop that. Or I could just show you real quick. So this is a headline. This is an opportunity, to close a sale, get some free traffic. So this free method will skyrocket. All I did was repeat that sub headline right there, and I had a link right here. So again, you can see how it looks on mobile, or you can see it on this slide right here. But when a person clicks, again, first thing they see is, or they say is, who is this guy? They see your headline, they scroll a little bit, and they see this link. A person clicks, you can track that as well. So you can see how well, that position is going. You can, change up headlines or whatever the case is to see how well or how many clicks you generate with that. Here's another spot as well. Yeah, so just different things that you could try to kind of like optimize your profile is very important when you go through this process. So, and then step number 4 is you're going to generate traffic, leads, and sales to your website. So Facebook, this software has been around for 2 years so far. When we first launched, Facebook allowed us to, I had multiple test accounts. I was able to friend request 600-700 people a day because we were doing a lot of stress tests to make sure everything was right and all of that. And since then, Facebook really cracked down. So they cap like 2 of my accounts, for example, I can send 50 to 60 friend requests a day. But I also have some users that I just spoke to a lady earlier. She was sending 200 or something a day. So it's different for every person. So I don't want people to get hung up on, the fact that you may be able to generate traffic just by sending friend requests. I'm going to show you really where the sales are going to come from. All right, your number 1 goal should be to fill up your Facebook friends list with 5,000 potential customers. So think about this. Facebook allows us to have 5,000 connections. We can't have more than that, So the thing is, I would rather fill up my friends list with people that I know for a fact, are going to pull out their card every single time I post. And that's another thing. Facebook over the years has decreased the amount of organic reach that we get. I think now it's like 2% or something.
I can tell.
Yeah, it might be lower than that. So we want to kind of utilize as many assets as possible. So I tell people it's a numbers game. So yeah, you might have a friends list of 1,000 people, and maybe 60 of them are prospects. And every time you post, it's falling on deaf ears. But just imagine every single friend on your friends list, up to 5,000, were your perfect prospects. So every time you post, it doesn't matter if it's getting seen by 5%. You know what I mean? Whatever that number equates to, that's the perfect people that could possibly see it, seeing it. So every time you post, it's being seen by, potential customers. You're going to have people comment, and you're going to be having people inbox you. So we want to utilize that space that Facebook gives us. Now, just imagine let me just go into the demonstration before I do that. just imagine trying to keep track of all of this stuff and friend requesting and all of that, right? That's tough for anybody, even if you're hiring VAs. That's time consuming. So let me see if I can go through this software with you real quick.
Very time consuming.
Yes. So this is Social Prospector Pro. Again, this software has been out for 2 years. Even before I launched it, I personally used it to grow 2 different businesses. I was in a company called Skinny Body Care, and I was in another company. And in Skinny Body Care, I shot up to the second from the most top rank within, I think, 63 days. Won a diamond cruise, all type of bonuses and all that, just by doing this process. And then once I plugged a couple of my teammates in, and they got results, and they were like scared to death to approach people and all of that, I said, well, I got to put this out to the marketplace because anybody can win with this. So you see right away, And if you hear any crying, I was telling Altarian, my wife, today's her first day of daycare. She started her in-home daycare. So hopefully that the mic doesn't pick up too much of it. You see right away, it says select a time frame below to find friends who haven't engaged with your post. So I'm just going to tell you, this software, it can be categorized as two things. It's a Facebook lead generation software, but it's also a maintenance software where you can clean out your friends list. You can get rid of tire kickers, people who have not engaged ever with any of your content. And the very first feature, like I said, you can run it, and I ran it before this call. But select the time frame below to find friends who haven't engaged with your post. I chose posts within the past 365 days. So out of 933 friends on this account, 837 of them are inactive. So when I say inactive, that means they haven't hit any of the emojis, whether it's like, love, angry face, whatever the case is, or commented on any of my posts over the past year.
Wow.
And right. And if I want to take it up a notch and filter even deeper, I'm not going to do it for this demonstration because it takes, a little while. I can actually use the conversation filter where it would take it a step further and it would scan my inbox for conversations over the past 1 year. And if I've spoken to it, because, there's going to be a lot of people, I just became friends with a guy last week and he hasn't liked any of my posts, but we've had great conversations. I don't want him to be included in my inactive list. So if I do the conversation filter, it's going to solve that problem. And then also, a lot of people ask, what if I don't want to accidentally remove a family member or close friend or relative, whatever? You have an option to upload a safe list. So, and I'll just show you in real time. So I'll do Richard. If he's my cousin, I never want to remove him. I'm going to right click and click add to safe list. And what that just did was it started to compile a CSV file. And once I finish creating that safe list, I can just export it and save it anywhere from my records. And the next time I come back and go through this friend removal process, I can just import it and it'll automatically safeguard anybody on that list from being removed. And another thing is, let me just show you, we can expand this a little bit. You can remove in batches. I can do the first 50, the first 200, and it'll select all these people in batches for removal. And also I can do right click and I'll click on view profile. So let's see, free leads for your training. So for example, if I'm like, okay, Bogdan, I don't really remember talking to him. Let me check on our history. I can check the message history, or I can go here where it says free, see friendship. And I could say, oh, okay, well, we became friends of March last year. And I might say, well, I want to give him a chance. Or I can say, let me just go back to him real quick. Or I can say, well, he's not that active. He hasn't posted in the past year. So let me just go ahead and remove him. Right. So it just gives you an opportunity to get a little bit more intel before you do the removal process. So that's one of the components that helps you clean your list. Right. That's one of the first steps that I tell people. Also, another first step I tell people. And again, I did a scan before this call. I only have one deactivated person on my friends list. But one of the things that I tell people to do first, and I'll give you an example. I'm trying to remember her name. One of our users about a year and a half ago, Mona. And Mona came to me and said, oh, I'm excited, but what should I get started on first? I said, okay, you want to clean your friends list. I said, but I'm curious. Let me know how many deactivated profiles you have on your account. She came back and she had 600 and something deactivated profiles.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's the thing. These people are taking up space, and Facebook doesn't let you manually go find these people.
Right.
So, the software does its job in the background. But, if you have, a friends list of 1,000 people and 600 are, deactivated, no wonder you're not generating sales. Right. So we always want to start by cleaning that. And then here's one of the tools that I was telling you in that 4-step process. So let me just show you an example. So this profile, I sell traffic. So I do solo ads. That's a form of email traffic. And so I know that one of my prime demographics are people who join systems like Power Lead System, ClickFunnels, like different funnel systems, because I know that they understand the concept of funnels, lead generation, capture pages, autoresponders. Now all they need is traffic. So they're already primed and pre-framed to understand why they need something I have, and all I have to do is show up the right way. Like I said, optimize my profile, put valuable stuff, put testimonies, results other people got with my service, and it's hard not to win in that situation. So this particular group, they've been around for a couple of years, and I know that they recommend solo ad traffic as one of the sources. So let me just look for, it's not a lot of engagement in here, but I'll use this for an example. So you see this is blanking, 12 people engaged with this post. So what I can then do is I can click start, and the software will go down and individually friend request each and every engager on this post. Now, again, why do I want to friend request these people? This post is inside of a group, again, that I just explained that will need my service. I know for a fact. And the only way they can be in this group is the fact that they had to pay money to get a sales funnel system. And so I also know that they spend money.
So they buy, that's what they call buyer's leads.
Exactly. So this is a high quality list of people right here. And so let me just stop this. But you understand the concept. Again, once that person says, who is this guy? And they check out my profile, then that whole back end process starts where, they see links, they see valuable content, and conversations start up. Okay. So that's the post friender. But I'm going to show you my favorite, and I'm going to tell you why. So I'm going to go back to the same group. This is member friender. And I want to friend request members in this group. But here's the thing. I don't want to just friend request any member because, again, this program has been around for years. So I don't want to friend request somebody that joined 8 years ago or whatever the case is, because they might not be in the business still. And then chances are they're not fired up and, excited and open to opportunities like someone who just joined. So you see right here, new to this group, Dory just joined 16 hours ago. All of these people just joined Sunday. So if I click on start, what's going to happen is, I think I put it on 10 scrolls, I believe. Right now it's reading it. Okay. And I set it to go down and scroll 10 times. And so it's going to scroll to load up as many people as possible within those 10 scrolls. And then it's going to go back to the top and it's going to tell me how many was counted. And then it starts that same process of friend requesting every single person. And I'll just show you in real time real quick. By the way, when I'm doing this, any questions, or if I'm going too fast or I miss anything?
Oh man, that's perfect, man. I got to tap into this. These are new features right here.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. That's a lot in here.
These, man. I'm gonna see if anybody got any questions here.
Yeah,
let's see.
It's funny because every call I get on, the host of the call says, "Man, I didn't even know that was in there."
Hey, man,
it's so much, so much to choose from.
Real.
All right, so you can see. I'll just let it go a few more times. So Jody's next. Let's see. Oh, where am I at?
All right. That'd be good.
Okay, Catherine's after Cassandra. And again, this is the thing. So I have a network marketing background, just a side note. So when I first came into the industry, it was to learn how to generate leads for a network marketing company. It was called 5 Links. And so I struggled. You say you remember that?
I look way back, man. I go back to Excel Communications.
Oh man, yeah. Look, and they had the telecom stuff and all that. Look, I tried the hotel meetings. I tried drop cards. I was so, at one point I went to my yearbook and I tried to reach out to every single person in my class that graduated. You know what I mean? I was hungry. I just was in the wrong, I was going in the wrong direction with it. And so the thing is, one of my sponsors used to tell me one thing: have 10 quality conversations a day. 10 quality conversations. That was my goal. And, unfortunately, they told me different, ways to go about it that wasn't effective, like the hotel meetings and stuff. So, yeah, you can talk to 100 people a day, but the key word is quality. So let me just show you real quick. We also have the mass messenger tool, and we have the message remover tool. And the reason I want to show you this as I'm explaining that story is because as you start, can we be friends, house business? As you start to friend request these people, you're going to see your inbox fill up where people are going to say, "Hey, Rodney, how are you? Thanks for connecting. How's life? How's business?" Whatever the case is. And I actually just created a training earlier where I was showing basically you just want to be human. You want to be human and you want to be helpful. Do not go into pitch mode. When people start to hit you up, just ask them how their day was. Go check out their profile. And if you see a way that they can help, and a lot of times people will volunteer information because they see that you got it together. And they're like, hey, I'm really struggling with X, Y, and Z. What do you think on that? And then you're like a doctor in that situation. You didn't pitch that person. You just sat back, you listened to the symptoms, and you said, well, look, I got something for that. Here's a link for you, or let's hop on a call. So that's all you want to do is you want to play it cool and have 10 quality conversations. That's your goal. Because if you talk to, 5, 10, 15 people a day, and they're the perfect prospect, the only person you should be focused on versus, your aunt, your cousin, your old classmates and all that, like I was doing. If you focus on this every day, that'll start to compound and people will hit you back. And then all the while you're building up an asset in the background with that friends list. So you're going to cap out, and the majority of the people on your friends list, you would have had a conversation with. So now every time you post, it's going to get way more engagement because these people know you now.
Right.
They say, oh, I remember him. I just spoke to him last week. And they're going to like, they're going to comment, which is going to boost your stuff. That's going to reach more people on their list and more people on your list. So it was all a big ecosystem. And so, but the thing is, the key to it all is to be human and be helpful. Do not go into pitch mode unless you see that you do have something after they expressed that they have an issue. You get what I mean? So this tool right here, it just, as you're going through this process of friend requesting, there's just different features that help you maintain and monitor all of this stuff. So say, some of these were people that just try to spam me. So I'll do choose and delete. Let's see. Can we be friends?
I get a lot of those messages right there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like right now, if I wanted to, I'll just click delete selected, but I'm gonna get back to these guys. But you can either click to delete all, or you can select individually and delete them. And here's a great thing as well. The mass messenger, you can send out broadcasts. So it's kind of like an autoresponder where you can segment and send out broadcasts. You can either create a broadcast list of specific people, or you can go to recently added and you can see the different options. Here's the time frame. People that you became friends with in the past 24 hours up to the past 3 months.
Nice.
So a buddy of mine, Dave, he actually made a post yesterday in our group, and he follows a suggestion that I made where every Monday you send out a Monday message. So you do this process throughout the week, and then come next Monday, you click on added in the last 7 days, and then you can do a message like, hey, you can use their first name or full name. The software will automatically insert their name. I hope you had a great weekend. Let's crush it this week.
Simple as that. Nothing salesy. Just like you said, be you. And that right there gets more attention than trying to hammer a link to somebody especially once you meet them.
Exactly.
So that's subtle, very subtle.
Exactly. And it just is an icebreaker. So you never know what's going to spring out of, these type of conversations. And the great thing is you can have multiple, let's see, Monday messages. Let's see, appreciate the connection.
Man, I got to dig into this, bro. These features are like, man.
Yeah. And we got more on the way too. Let's see. So there's, you can add variations, which you're going to want to add variations if you're sending to, a list that's like 10, 20, 30 people. You don't want to be obvious and send the same message back to back. You want to kind of change it up a little bit. That way you just, everything's safe. Everything's off of Facebook's radar, because Facebook, the one thing that they don't like is when you basically hammer away at the same message. It's like the fastest indication that you're spamming somebody.
Right.
And then we also have recommendations in here. No more than 30 sent messages a day recommended. You can do whatever you choose. Every feature, we have our recommendations to kind of make sure everybody's good. One size fit all thing. So I can put that I want to send to 20 people. Wait time in between each message, I want to put 30 seconds. So we allow you to do 5 seconds up to 1 minute. And I can click send, and it'll evenly rotate between each variation. I can have 100 different versions of messages in there, and it'll send all of them, and then it just rotate to the next one. Let's see. And you can also choose to, so it says, don't send message if already sent to. So if I've already talked to somebody in my inbox in the past 24 hours up to the past 3 months, it'll automatically skip that person if I choose this option. So these are conversation starters, icebreakers, Here's a great one too. So remember, I was able to pinpoint the inactive people.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, you can run into the problem where you say, well, Brian just became friends with me yesterday. So he didn't have much time to engage with anything on my timeline. I don't want to remove him. So what you can do is you can sort your list from oldest to newest. So now your oldest friends are at the top. So if you want to go through and kind of choose manually, you can do that. Or you can also exclude, it says exclude recently added. So there's no mistakes. You could say, I want to give people on average 3 months to engage with my stuff. So watch how the number changes. It's 805 now.
Mm-hmm.
It drops down to 629. So now I know every single person on this list that remains are my oldest friends to my newest friends, and they've been friends with me for a minimum of 3 months. And I've indicated that, okay, 3 months is enough time for somebody to like, love, comment on something,
Plenty.
you know. So that just helps you segment it down, and you can get right to you can pinpoint exactly who you want to get rid of. Another feature, and there's so many features, I'm not going to run through every single one of them. Yeah.
Hey, it's like this is like something like a kid in the candy store, man. The automation is crazy.
Yeah, look, and every time
trying to do this, like you said, trying to do this manually.
Exactly.
It take days, hours, maybe even months. But
exactly.
This simplifies it. So
and the great thing is, on top of that, you don't even with the software, you can outsource it. So each person that signs up, you get 2 activations. So you can have the software on 2 different devices at any given time, and you can reset them whenever you want to. I think we allow up to three resets a month.
Nice.
So you can give it to a VA, give it to your partner, whatever, and they can keep track of that stuff as well.
Love it.
Yeah. So the group inviter tool. So for example, I'll do the travel industry again, or I'll do network marketing. I create a group called I Love Network Marketing or something like that. So that group will be on my right side right here, which you see one of my groups are. And then I say, okay, well, I want to go to this group, network marketing questions, because common sense says anyone that's in this group, they're either a network marketer or they're interested in becoming one. So I want to select that, and then I would select my I Love Network Marketing group, and I will click start. And what's going to happen is every single person that I'm friends with inside of that network marketing group, there's the catch. Facebook doesn't allow you to just spam invites to anybody unless you're friends with them. So, and then if you're doing this process with Member Friender, you should become friends with a good percentage of these people anyway.
Right.
So anybody in that group that I'm friends with, it will automatically send the invitation for them to join my group. And again, chances are, if they're in a network marketing group and I just sent them an invite to join my I Love Network Marketing group, they're going to be open and to accepting that invite.
Right.
And so yeah, that'll be your baseline, your foundation, and then every day, of course, you can do that, and you can send and do that process for more groups. And we have a ton of more features, man. So we have the post lover tool, where basically this kind of hacks Facebook's algorithm as well, where basically every time you either have a conversation with somebody or you engage with their post, they're basically, your post is going to appear on their timeline. And so it's kind of weird to explain, but the reciprocity of this post lover tool is amazing. And in fact, either before or immediately after I make a post, like you see the one I made 3 hours ago, I got 58 engagers so far. Either before or immediately after, I run the post lover tool. Reason being, if I just went down and I'll let it run as I explained, it's going to scroll 20 times. If I just went down and I just gave you and I showed you some love on your post, a lot of people will feel that they got to return the favor, and I do that as well. If somebody really leaves a heartfelt comment and stuff, I say, man, let me go check this stuff out and give them some love, and that's just firing up that ecosystem again. So now it's going down, spreading love. So that's 1. Okay, where we at? Okay, that's 1. Now Alexis is next. Oh, where we at? Oh, it looked like it just jumped for some reason. Oh, I just lost track. Okay, I'm not sure what just happened, but either way, it'll go
5 out of 37.
right. Yeah, so there we go.
Right here. Did that one right there?
I think I might be low on RAM or something. I think it glitched, but you can see it now. So but what's going to happen right here is going to skip this ad. So you saw that? It skipped that. So it automatically knows to skip ads, and then also it reads it reads the majority emoji on each post, because I had users say, well, what if someone just lost a family member, or somebody's in the hospital, or whatever the case is? I don't want to love their post. And my immediate answer was, well, a heart is universal, so that can be like, my heart goes out to you. It's not like you put a laughing face, you know what I mean? But also, to address that problem, what we did was, the software, it analyzes the engagement and it looks for the majority emoji. So if the majority of the people put a sad face or angry face or anything besides like and love, it'll skip it, because we're not sure what the context of that post is. So just to play it safe, it'll automatically skip one of those type of posts. So that might actually be what happened when I lost track of where it was going
now
earlier.
And you said when you get you start with loving other people's posts, it helps your algorithm when you post.
Exactly.
Now, does the commenting at the same time and loving it help too?
Exactly. And we have that option too.
Look at that.
Yep. So the same way I just showed you how you can add multiple messages, you can also add multiple comments. Thanks for sharing.
This is literally clicks of a button and you can
crazy, right?
Go about your day.
Great post. Absolutely. Convenience.
Man,
let's see.
Can't beat that. That's gonna say, guys, if you're looking at this, it's gonna save you a lot of time.
Absolutely.
You go to sleep. Put this thing on and go to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I run it. Sometimes I run it twice a day. But I run it in the morning when I do my, my errands and stuff like that, and then I'm good for the day. And then now I just handle what the tool created for me as far as inbox conversations and stuff throughout the day. Yeah, skip posts you've already commented on, so that's a checkbox as well. But if I click start, it'll do the same process where it'll love, but it'll also add a comment on that post, and you can see it can add the person's first name or full name as well. And then keep in mind, each feature, if anybody had any questions, we have tutorials for each feature, so you never have to kind of figure it out on your own or run back to your back office. You can just watch a quick tutorial, and then also we have tool tips. So our little recommendations, no more than 20 scrolls recommended. And again, people can feel free to test out, what works best for your routine and your account. We just have, kind of hard set rules, that anybody can kind of be safe following. Let's see, friend request cancellation tool. This is big. Reason being, remember, ultimately we're building that asset. I don't know if anyone who's watching this, I've been around for a while, and I know you've been around for a while. We've all heard that the money is in the list.
Right.
That's a saying in our industry. And again, a list doesn't always have to be email list. Any type of database, if you got a relationship with that database, that's your money right there.
That's it.
But the thing is, Facebook, again, limits us to 5,000 friends. So as we're doing this process every day and we're teaching our team and the duplication, everything's going, you're going to hit that cap one day, and Facebook's going to say, well, you have you got 5,000 friends, you capped out. And so unless somebody unfriends you or you unfriend somebody, you can't friend request more people. And so that's where the friend request cancellation tool comes in. And so you can see right now I have 289 total friend requests that's out there pending, waiting for people to accept it. Now, I don't want to cancel a friend request that I just sent this afternoon. So again, I want to go ahead and I want to click start from oldest to newest. And let's say I want to cancel a batch of 20. I click start, and it'll go through person by person, and it'll cancel. And once it gets to the 20th person, it'll automatically give me a notification that it's complete. Right. So that's a way that you can keep from hitting that limit. Or if you do hit that limit, you can free up some space with people that's just not accepting your request.
Okay. That is handy. That's very handy.
For sure. Group remover. This is another thing. I ran into a user 2 years ago. She was in like 500 groups or something crazy like that, because it was her original Facebook that she's always had since Facebook came out. And she's been joining groups and never left them. And so that made us add this type of tool inside of the thing. Our early days, we were really like open source, you know, a lot of feedback, and we're still like that. In the back office, we have a section. If you have any tool or feature recommendation, if we feel it'll help everybody, we add them in here. And so because of that, we added the group remover tool, and it'll load up all of your groups. And then here's your intervals, wait time in between each removal. You wait 5 seconds up till 1 minute, and it'll go through each and every group, and it'll automatically remove them. And you can also search. You can type in, you know, a letter or whatever, especially if you have hundreds of groups and you're trying to locate something. You know, that's a quick way you can locate it and select it for removal. Comment auto replier tool. So this one, it works just like it sounds. You know, if you have a post, and let's see, I'll do this post right here. And again, the example I used earlier, if I said, if you want this result, comment tell me more, or comment info on this post. So now I have to manually go through and tell each person that I sent them the information to check their inbox. I'll you know, reply, and I might heart their comment or something. But the tool can take place of that. So the tool will read the post, and a minimum of 5 seconds between. You can do up to, I think, 10-minute wait time or something like that, but I'll leave it at 5 seconds. And what you can do is, you see it says your reply message. So you can say, check your inbox. Thanks for commenting. Sent. And so it is, you could set up a whole bunch of different variations of replies to those comments. And then you can also have the message sent to them. Hey, here is the info you asked for on my post. abc.com. And so you could set up the different variations of the message to send along with the comment as well. So that kills 2 birds with 1 stone. And then not too many users use this feature, but we added it in there as an option. If you did specifically tell your crowd to say, tell me more or info, and they say anything else, me personally, I don't see why I would ignore it just because somebody didn't type tell me more.
Right.
But, you know, if you choose to and you want them to follow strict orders, right, you can put in exactly what you told them to do. You can either try typos or something, tell me more, and you can put in your filters, and the software will automatically skip someone who commented but didn't comment exactly what you told them to. So again, I don't know how that can be useful for all cases, but we added it in there. So skip comments you've already replied to. You can check that, and love each comment as well. So all that's going to do is boost you back up as well. Any type of engagement going on your post, it boosts your post back up to your friends and the people who are commenting, their friends as well. So every single reply is just hacking Facebook's algorithm. So this is a super powerful tool as well. This is probably one of the simplest tools we have. This is fancy text tool. It's really just marketing 101. So marketing 101, you just want to stand out. So what you can do is you can do certain things, and this works for ads. It works on your Facebook profile, groups, whatever. You can do little things to spruce up your text a little bit. So you can do underline. We have emojis in here, and click copy to clipboard, and you can go paste it, and it'll hold that same format. On your profile. Yes, sir.
Yeah, look at that.
Yep. And again, it just stops the scroll because people are just mindlessly scrolling.
You know, they used to seeing bold and underline, and you know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Man. Let's see, fancy text broadcast tool. So if I and we're adding to this as well, we're going to make it so you can, again, if I had a post where I told people to tell me more, we're going to make it so it collects those commenters and creates a broadcast list out of them. So you can also follow up with them like next week, like, hey, here's week 2's boot camp or something like that. Whatever the case is, you can make a little broadcast list. But for right now, test broadcast list. For right now, I'm just going to show you how to do it manually. So what I'm doing is I could just look for people, and I can add you to a broadcast list. And then once I'm finished, I can go back to Mass Messenger, click on broadcast, I can select that list and I can choose to send out my messages to that segment of my friends list. So just like an autoresponder. Yeah, incoming friend request remover. Me personally, you know, I do different training calls like this, and I have so many different pieces of content, different places that I get friend requests, and to be honest, I reject a lot of them because me personally, I like to know where I found you. Like I want to be on the hunt, and I friend request you, and I go after you because you're in this group or you commented on this post. So when I see random friend requests, I tend to cancel them. So I just gave that option to other people too. Say it again. Oh, I think I heard an echo. Yeah, so yeah, and I just gave that option to other members as well. So you can see remove all requests without mutual friends, or you can enter just, you know, a flat out number. So if I got 23 pending and I want to remove half, I can put in 12. But I'll just show you remove all without mutual friends, and it'll just go through. I think I know him. But anyway, it'll go through if I click start, and it'll go through and cancel anybody that doesn't have mutual friends. And of course, you can see mutual friends, that person will get canceled. But because I want to kind of look through this list a little bit, I'm not going to run this. But you can see that that's a powerful resource as well. And last but not least, we've had users ask, how do I kind of bridge the Facebook organic stuff with the Facebook paid stuff? Me personally, I suck at Facebook ads. I had one ad running that's been running for like 5 months. Yeah, and I'm paying like $30 a day. And I'm like, look, I don't want to increase it. I'm scared to do something with it. I don't want to break it. You know what I mean? So I understand people who like to have the best of both worlds. So what this feature does, it's called the page inviter tool. And so for my software and my company, this is my Facebook page, Social Prospector. So if I click select, it'll go through and just kind of like the group inviter tool, it'll give me my list of groups. And again, if my Facebook page was I Love Network Marketing, I can then select the group, the network marketing questions group, and it'll send an invite to every single friend inside of that group to come like my page.
Nice.
Yeah. And so I think, let me just look real quick. And keep in mind, I haven't ran any like campaigns or any ads for, you know, to get any likes on my page, but I think I got like 2,000. I don't even know where to look at. Let's see. Yeah, that just goes to show I'm not a Facebook ads guy. Here goes. Look, 2,000 something people, 1987 people like this, and that's all organic. That's a mix between people just finding it organically and you know, running that tool a couple of times. And the powerful thing about that is you can do what's called a lookalike audience. So Facebook, I think the minimum is like 1,000 people. If you have 1,000, it might be 100, but if you have 1,000 people that like your page, Facebook will allow you to take that group of that list of 1,000 people, and they'll turn it into what's called a lookalike audience. And they have all type of different metrics and stuff where they can cross check and find millions of people who mirror their audience, that like the same movies, that go to the same events, that are also network marketers, that are also travelers, whatever the case is. They cross check across, you know, I think it's billions that are on Facebook. So they cross reference based on all the input that we give them, because we tell them what our favorite books and movies and where we're going and where we check in at, right? So we can utilize that big brother information that Facebook has on us to turn that into a lookalike audience. And you could turn a list of 1,000 people who like your page to 3.2 million, 5 million people that look identical to that audience. And Facebook lets you run ads against that audience. So that's very powerful for anybody that runs Facebook ads. Let's see.
Very nice.
Let's see. Where am I at? Oh, let me share my screen again. I think I stopped sharing.
Oh yeah, you did. I'm gonna see if we got some questions here.
Okay. Yeah, so now you can look at this image where I said, just imagine doing everything I showed you manually. I mean, that'll kill anybody. I mean, that's no fun. So
get that share again, Rodney. I don't see your screen. Don't see it yet.
Okay, let me.
Oh, 1 second. 1 second. I'm sorry.
Okay, I just clicked stop. Let me try it one more time.
I got you. There we go.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. So I mean that's a lot. And I'm not going to go into sales mode or anything. I just wanted to give the training, but I'm gonna show you a couple a little bit of feedback from some users. So results are not typical. You do have to actually follow the steps that I just showed you, as well as the training that we provide. We have training inside of the Facebook group, also in the back office. And I'm a detailed person. You might be able to tell right now, but I really like to break it down. I like to connect dots with people so they can get that aha moment and just blow it up, because that's how it happened for me. So again, you have to follow the training, and you'll get some results. Like, for example, we had AJ. Sorry for the siren in the background. We had AJ. He said, created a new group to sell my done for you Google ad service and got an $87 client the day I started using Social Prospector Pro. Here's another person, Laura. I purchased the program 24 hours ago for my daughter's business. In less than 24 hours, I got her $950 in work. And that was with maybe 1 hour of work. And so, like, it's really is as simple as matching up the right audience with the right offer. That's literally all it is in a nutshell. So once you do that, it's hard not to win. And you can be the worst salesperson in the world, and you still have a winning combination. And this is the last one I'm gonna show. So Billy, a buddy of mine, Billy, he said, "Oh, this member friend is amazing. That's buyer leads." And just like you said, Ontarian, this is powerful. Yeah, when you could tap into that those buyers, and it's been times, and I've trained on this. I've paid to join a program just to get accepted in the group, just so I can get access to that member base. Because those people I complimented what those people needed. Right. So it's very important to not only target specific groups, but also a buyer mentality.
Right.
It's magic happens out of that. And this is another person. So wow, 460 deactivated profiles was on her friends list. Crazy, crazy. And she had no idea. They were just there taking up space.
Just sitting there.
Just sitting there, man. Yeah. So that's it right there in a nutshell.
Powerful, man. I tell you. We got some people commenting here. Let's see. Scotty Hard said, "What is the cost?" Scotty's gonna cost you $10,000, bro. No, I was messing. No, I let Rodney break down the costs for you, Scotty.
Yeah, so we have two different options. Yeah, we have two different options, actually three. So you can do the pro. Let me see how I can show that. You can do the pro membership, which is $47 a month, and that gives you everything I just showed you, all of the features in the extra section, those little blocks and all of that. The light version is $30 a month, so that's $17 less. And I believe you have you got all of the main features, and including that friend request cancellation tool. Remember, I said if you reach that cap and Facebook doesn't let you send any more requests, we give you that tool as well to cancel those. But besides that, everything in that extras. Let me just share my screen and show so they know for sure. Let me see. You see my screen?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so everything I ran through from right here, where you can, clean your list, you can remove people, you can add people, post friend a member, friend, all of this stuff you get access to as a light user, and you get access to this, the friend request cancellation tool, and that's $30 a month. But everything else, the post lover tool, comment auto reply, group remover, everything else that falls on this extras page, you will have to be a pro user to unlock and have access. So let me stop sharing. So again, we got the two options. You got pro and you got light, but then you can also do a third option, which is pro annually. So that's $497 a year. So you save, I believe it's like you're saving, I forgot what percent. It is on the sales page, but you're saving a good percentage. It's a nice discount if you get a yearly as well.
And that's a good price. Very good price.
For sure.
Right, I'm starting to do some opportunities to Ontarian. Yeah, that's right, Arazi. You own it, bro. But do you see this working with my DJ business? I often do my marketing on Facebook for gigs.
You want me to address that one?
Yeah. DJ business.
Yeah. So my question is, let's go back to the. Let me share my screen. I might as well just keep it on my screen. Let me see. Let's go back to that profile profit formula. So, who's your perfect customer? So, first of all, before I go into that, yes, it'll work. It'll work for any niche, any product you're trying to sell. As long as there's a market for it and people love it, it'll work. But the first thing is you got to ask yourself these 4 questions. Who is your perfect customer and where are they
Right.
hanging out? So, so I'm trying to think. DJ, I guess what club goers like? Who would you say people who really appreciate a DJ? It could be other DJs. You know, if you're selling like how to DJ stuff, or like, you know, you do tips and you got a channel, you can go to I love
Then you can narrow
music.
down. Look for people who make beats or sell beats. They may
Exactly.
know DJ. They may know DJs for sure if they selling the beats or making beats. So I just gotta
Exactly.
narrow it down like that.
Exactly. That's a good point. Let's see. Uh we love I just missed one. What was that? DJ I love music. So that's 955 members. Let's see. And keep in mind, this is off the top of my head. I don't know that space, but like you say, beats. Let's see, beats. Would it be making beats?
Yeah, making beats or yeah, there we go.
I feel was that Fruity Loops. Let's see, making beats. Let's
Beat
see.
makers and producers. Look at that. Look how
There
many
we
is in.
go.
Wow.
Let's see. But that's a public group. So let's take a look. As long as it's not spammy, this is a great resource. Let's look. Let's see. Yeah, we see people that it's spammed out. But let's
Damn me, huh?
see. Right. Beat makers. Beat makers. See, what I like to do is I like to search for private. I do this little what is that, F key or whatever. Free beats and beat makers. Okay, but that would probably be other DJs in there. So yeah, I mean, if I had a little bit more time and information on exactly type beats, uh instrumentals, exactly who your target market is, then yeah, I can help you out because literally there's tens of thousands. I mean, and I tell people all the time, people buy the weirdest stuff, and it's only weird to me because I don't buy it, right? But there's a market for everything out there. And
Oh yeah, big
Facebook, yeah, they're like the cream of the crop as far as these databases. I mean, you really can
time.
pinpoint on here. But I'll show you just to go a little deeper. Like I did a training um last year sometime where I was telling people if you have a hard time pinpointing where your people are hanging out, you can either look for influencers or you can look for products in your space. So if
Mhm.
there's is there a famous DJ out there like everybody knows that he's a or Jazzy Jeff maybe, you know, like
Yeah, that's what I know.
yeah. So maybe he put out, and I think he did put out a little a DJ product. It kind of like prevents it from skipping or something.
Hmm.
So yeah. So anyway, so network marketing. So Eric Worre, he's a big name in network marketing. So I can say, let's see, I could say, okay, I want to find a GoPro group because that's going to do multiple things. GoPro Eric Worre. That's going to do multiple things for me. It's going to allow me to pinpoint a crowd of people that are interested in network marketing. But then also, if I'm able to find a product group, those people are customers. So they spent money in the network marketing space. So it's not
Mhm.
foreign to them to spend money with me if I have something that complements what they're trying to do. So
Right.
building one market. So yeah, that's a long answer to basically tell you it works. It can work for any niche. You just got to kind of do a little bit of research and see and say where would my crowd be hanging out. And then once you can figure that part is off to the races. I
Done.
literally can just this one group alone. If I wanted to just target network marketers, I literally can eat off this one group for probably a year. You get what I mean? Because there's so many people in here.
A lot of people, man.
Yeah.
I'm going back here.
Exactly. So I wish I knew how to answer that question better. Let me DJ Jazzy Jeff product because I know he made a product. I saw it a couple years ago. Oh, product store. Yeah, I might not. If this ain't it, I probably don't know. Demonstrates. Do you DJ, Ontario?
No, sir.
Oh, okay,
that's that's
okay.
that's out of my zone right there.
Yeah, and another thing is, again, I'll use a travel space again. You got to kind of think of industry lingo too. So if a person's in a group, for example, the travel industry, I was telling them, if you guys are tired of tire kickers and dealing with people who are really not serious, A, target travelers, and then B, target the cream of the crop, the people who spend big ticket in the travel industry. And
There
those
you
people
go.
are inside of jet setter groups. And
Mhm.
they I think it was a Jet Set magazine they subscribe to. So you got to kind of think how people operate with money in that space, and what are they subscribed to, what shows are they watching, what products are they buying, and then you'll have different keywords that you can go after, like mixers. I don't know what a mixer is, but if I had a little bit more context, I might be able to target a mixer group, like beat mixers or something. And that would tell me if people are in that group, they understand that lingo, which means that they're basically about that life. They understand everything about it and they love it. So that would be a
Right.
pro tip I give you. If I had more time, I can help you more.